What's up, guys? So I recently got to ask a good question about fighting and how much pain is involved in fighting, and how much pain you're going to take if you decide to be a pro fighter and pursue this, right? And it's a lot, guys. And obviously, this answer is different for everybody because some people go through their whole career and they're blessed and they've never had a surgery. Some people have a bunch of surgeries. So it just depends on the individual, obviously, and that definitely matters. Body type matters. There's a lot of variables here, but as a whole, you're going to go through a lot of pain in fighting. And I'm talking about physically. This was the question I was asked is physical pain. I can use myself as an example. I've had five major surgeries. I've had two shoulder surgeries, hand surgery, hip surgery, and surgery on my orbital bone. And it was rough. A lot of pain, guys. A lot of pain. Being knocked out is bad, obviously, but it doesn't really hurt like you. It doesn't hurt like you think it hurts because you just kind of wake up and don't remember it, and it didn't really hurt, right? But some of the stuff you go through in training, you're going to go through a lot of neck issues if you do jiu-jitsu for a long time period and wrestling, possibly as well, just from front headlocks, people grabbing your head, people squeezing chokes, you fighting. Fighters tend to be tough and they're very prideful to a degree, and that's a good thing to have. One of the best things in the world to have in the fight, but in practice, I tell my guys all the time: if your neck hurts, if it's not a blood choke, then you need to tap to a crank in practice. And I came up in a different era back when I was coming up doing jiu-jitsu and stuff. It was kind of perceived as almost like you're soft if you tap to a crank in practice. And then when you tell a kid like me that, a fighter that fights hard, someone that fights hard and has a lot of pride and stuff, they're gonna fight and fight super hard in practice when oftentimes there's no need. Like sometimes you get caught in a submission and there's realistically no way you're getting out without taking some damage on your neck, and you just need to tap. And no, you wouldn't tap in a real fight, but in practice, you need to know that you should, and you should do that. Just know in your mind that you're not going to do that in a real fight, and you'll be okay. But there's a lot of issues, guys. A lot of injuries you're going to run into. You're going to run into possibly broken hands. In an actual fight, one of the most painful things people really don't talk about much is that bone on bone contact. Like when you block a kick and someone kicks your arm and it feels like you got hit with a baseball bat. Or if you check a kick, someone checks your kick and you hit your foot, or you hit your shin. Like I broke my shin my second fight in the UFC. It wasn't Anderson Silva broke. Fortunately, it wasn't that bad, but it was a fracture in there where I wasn't allowed to kick for 3 months. I fought a Brazilian dude named Valmir Lazaro. Super hard fight, super tough, and I won a close decision. But he checked one of my kicks and it broke my shin, and I wasn't able to kick for 3 months after that. So that bone on bone is probably some of the most painful experiences you will go through in an actual fight, is the bone on bone contact. Shin guards protect that, but you still get hurt. You still get hurt getting your legs, getting your feet and your legs checked. When people check your kicks and stuff in practice, it hurts. There's all types of injuries. You can throw front kicks and hit people's elbow and break your toes. You can go too hard and break your hand in a fight or in practice. A lot of pain, guys. A lot of pain. Some people get broken noses. Some people's noses bleed easier than others. So I don't know if bleeding really equates to being more injured, but if it's constant, people will go get their nose burnt. They'll put the I forgot what they call it, but they basically put like they put this Q-tip inside this. They dip it in this liquid, and then it burns the blood vessels in your nose, and that stops. But if you're taking repeated hits and stuff, there's a lot of pain, guys. A lot of pain, and only the tough people can deal with the pain. That's for sure. Dominic Cruz is a prime example. Dominic Cruz, a lot of people talk trash about Dominic, saying, "Oh, he didn't have punching power and couldn't hit that hard." Well, there's a reason why. Dominic has had 3 hand surgeries on each hand, so 6 hand surgeries total. That's how bad his hands have been messed up, and it's kind of crazy. Like my hand is messed up. I have a big scar right here, and my knuckle is like messed up. It's supposed to be over more. I don't know if I can show you on this angle, but it's supposed to be straight like this, and it's crooked, right? and it's like permanently crooked because I had surgery on it. Well, Dominic's hand looks like a damn alien. He's had 6 surgeries, 3 on each hand. I know fighters that have had 2 surgeries on each knee. So these are injuries. These are injuries you could get from other sports as well. You could injure your knee, blow your ACL out in another sport. You could roll your ankle or hurt your ankle or break your ankle in another sport. But in fighting, it hurts. It hurts, guys. There's a lot of pain in fighting. I would say there's probably more injuries in fighting as well than other sports. And a lot of it is knowing your body as well, because in grappling, it's the opposite than striking. In grappling, you're way more likely to get injured in practice doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And then in a fight, you're way more likely to get injured striking, getting punched with little gloves or no shin guards, no protection. In sparring, usually in practice, you don't get hurt as much in striking, because yes, someone can check your kick, you can kick someone in the elbow and hurt your foot a little bit, but it's usually not like super detrimental and bad. But in the fight, you can get knocked out. You can break your leg. You can break your hand easily with no hand wraps and smaller gloves. So there's more issues striking in a fight and more issues grappling for injury in practice. So when practicing, your neck's going to get hurt, your back, your lower back, your shoulders. A lot of just damage comes from years of training for sure. So something to think about. The best thing you can do to try to avoid some of the injuries in practice would be to learn body control, especially in grappling. Do a lot of drilling, do a lot of fast-paced drilling where you understand, and slow-paced, both flow rolling as well. So where you understand body positions, where like you'll see experienced grapplers, they know when they've been beat, right? So you may wrestle with you're doing a jiu-jitsu practice, but you're starting on the feet from wrestling. And sometimes I'll let people get the takedown just to avoid, because I'm aware that my knee is in a bad position and it could get injured. So I'll take the L there and then, try to reverse them or submit them or whatever, or try to get back to my feet. But, you can avoid a lot of injuries if you understand body control, and that takes a long time, guys. It takes a while to understand body control. That's why people who wrestled in high school have a big edge when they come into grappling, because they kind of learn body control at a younger age, where your body is able to take that pain. Like you could fall a funny way, and you're gonna be able to handle it better than someone that's 30 years old coming into grappling and in trying to learn these moves and learn body mechanics and body technique and positioning in their 30s or 20s even. If you learn it when you're 14 years old, 15 years old, it does help. But just my advice, guys, go slow when you're, drilling techniques. Learn your body position the first couple years you're grappling. You're going to go hard, and you should go hard during some of the practices, but some of them you really need to learn, where your positions need to be so you can avoid these injuries in grappling. And then in the fight, it's really no way to avoid injuries. Set your kicks up with your hands so you don't just blindly kick and get it checked, and try to keep your defense tight. This is, the fight and practice is 2 different things for sure, guys. Any other questions you got, just let me know. Leave a comment below. And if you're looking for a gym in your area, trying to find a gym to start your martial arts journey, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description. Thank you, guys.